Cycle.
Spin Cycle. I like that.
I would be DJ Spin Cycle. We are live.
All right. We are rolling.
JDub's Unfiltered podcast, straight out of the brewery tap room.
I'm renaming the tap room the Dub Shack.
The Dub Shack. I like that.
I thought of that one.
I like that.
I like that.
I'm going to have to rewrite that.
We're in the
that
tap
B-52
room.
song, Love Shack, call it the Dub Shack.
On Monday from 5 to 6, our tap room becomes the Dub Shack.
It becomes a pain in my butt to set all this crap up.
I've already got a nickname, so I'm good there.
We need one of those on-air signs flashing.
Right?
Exactly. It'd be awesome.
I'd probably pick that up for about $25, which is about all we got in the budget. So that's
all we
good.
got in the budget. And the budget for the show is zero. We've done spent every budget money on this equipment that doesn't do anything but keep me occupied and pissed off. But that's okay.
Yeah, but this is where we get to communicate with our friends and tell them what's going on in JDubs and the beer community and Florida and even around the nation, right? So we're going to have some national guests. So that's going to be all good. Before we get started, I want to say to Bob Sylvester, we were supposed to have Bob on this evening. However, we're still getting used to all of our fancy equipment that I bought on Amazon one late restless night and our impulsive night as well. So Bob Sylvester is one of the original brewers here in Florida and Saint Somewhere Brewing Company. If you hadn't had it yet, you need to have it because his beers are fantastic.
Absolutely.
And Bob, Springs. Right, and Bob is just as good of a person as he is brewer. So we will have Bob on, and I want to say, too, and I'll say this again when we get Bob in here, the reason why I asked Bob to do this is because of Bob's storied history in the beer community, so in Florida in particular. So back before this whole big wave that there is now, before CCB, before all this stuff that blew up, Bob Sylvester was down here making his high-quality craft ales. And so Bob is the man, and it's a tribute to Bob and a respect for Bob and Saint Somewhere that we're going to have him on. So that's just a plug for Bob, and I want to know that we're going to have Bob on hopefully next week when we have more time to play with these gadgets and get this thing worked out.
Absolutely. And I did speak to Bob earlier. I said, hey, if we can't figure this out in the next couple of days, let me know, and I'll run up and I'll do an interview with him, and then we'll just record that and play it for you guys. So either way, we'll have Bob's voice at least on next week.
The sweet, sexy Bob Sylvester voice coming to you live on the JDub's podcast.
Oh, Bob, don't pay attention to him, Bob. But we do love your beer, Bob, and we're looking forward to talking to you soon. So I'm BK. I am the co-host here with JDub himself, and of course Jillian.
Hey guys.
For you, if you're on Periscope, you can't see Jillian right now, but she's thinking about every one of you.
I can see my hand. Hi.
That's Jillian's hand.
She's just going to reach over and start picking Jeremy's nose throughout the podcast.
I actually asked her to come on the payroll to pick my nose, and it didn't work out.
Well,
only because she was busy at that time, but maybe going forward.
There's a lot of picking to do.
You got a big brain to point at. Big brain to point at.
That's right, big brain.
It's a busy job.
So how's everybody's week? Everybody have a good week?
Yeah, man, we've had a great week. We're not gonna lie, we had a real good week. I just got some neck work on. If you guys ever come to my brewery, you'll see a gray-haired guy, very young in his years, who is my father-in-law, Raul, and he is a doctor, and he just looked at my neck, and so hopefully we're gonna get that thing worked on. From 17 years of rugby and a bunch of time in the Army, so right now I'm feeling a little better.
Okay, so he wasn't trying to wring your neck. He was actually trying to figure
Not today. Not today, but we still got plenty of time left in this 24-hour period, so give him a little bit of time. So, yeah, I just worked on that, but good week, man. Good Easter.
Good. How about you, Jillian? How was your week? How was your Easter?
Yeah, it's been good. Busy. I'm full and tired today. I ate my weight worth of pork yesterday. I had the best ham, and it was so good.
Well, that's good.
She just opened that up. I wanted to say something so badly because she mentioned her weight. I mean, it could have gone complimentary. I could have just made, but I didn't. So you put it out there on the I'm do anything.
I'm not ashamed to. It's okay.
I've seen her eat, and all she talks about is food.
Yeah,
it's kind of disgusting actually. She'll eat like 15 pieces of fruit and be like, all right, now I could definitely house a burger. I
think about food all day long. That is just. Yes,
it's a fact. For
it
sure.
Is.
So but going back, for JDubs, what we did this week, what happened this week. So JDubs was good because I should say on Saturday, I think Saturday day, our first account started getting the Bell Cow in cans.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so Bell Cow is a milk chocolate porter. It's been killing it in the tap room. So not this last weekend, but the weekend before, we went through. We did it on Nitro actually, so a little bit than the regular version, if you will, that's in stores right now. But we came out with Nitro Bell Cow in the tap room. We went through 8 slims in 2 days,
So
and that's
good.
just
fantastic.
Yeah.
to be honest, that's just so much faster than we thought we would do with it. So the Nitro did really well, but yeah, you see that dairy pattern cans. I'll plug it here in a minute, I think. But yeah, the Bell Cow cans came out. I've been extremely well received. Also, too, really thrilled because just today, and you guys haven't seen this yet. I've just been running around doing a bunch of things, but we were mentioned on ESPN's website.
Really?
Yeah. So there was a guy.
awesome.
Yeah. So there was a writer
Yeah.
came down. I can't pull it up right now. I'll forward you the. Maybe in case you can thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. I bow, but I'm too fat and broke. No. So but yeah. So we got a plug. They said they really enjoyed Passion Wheat, and there was one. I think it was the other one that got the plug in that ESPN article. I'll put it on the JDub's little teaser. I'll put it on the JDub's Facebook page tomorrow.
Fantastic.
But yeah, so that was really, really awesome to be mentioned in the ESPN article that this guy really loved our Passion Wheat out of all the beers that you tried, and while he was down in Florida, and so that's really really cool. And then last week, I think as you guys know, we were mentioned by Thrill List magazine.
Yeah, I saw that. Very
Yeah,
cool, very cool.
so the same beer. So Passion Wheat in cans has only been out for about 4 or 5 weeks now, right? And I think so far, like ESPN has talked about it today. Last week, Thrill List magazine called Passion Wheat one of the best spring beers in Florida.
That's phenomenal, man.
Right?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Right,
news.
and it was another one of those things. I don't go fishing for this stuff. You know me, I hide from reviews because they just scare me. But people send us this good stuff like this, especially in something prominent, like so prominent, as a publication as Thrill List or ESPN. I mean, these guys forward it to us, and it's like, wow, man. It's like you just kind of pinch yourself because it's like, man, it seems like it was just. I don't know. Sometimes it seems like 10 years ago. Other times it seems like it was 10 weeks ago that this was nothing but a dream. And Tommy and I, former head brewer, we were just sitting here talking about when we'd be open. And it just seems like, man, I remember those days like they were yesterday. And even from the little things that, people can see in our tap room right now of what they can see in the tap room, man, it looked a whole lot better than what it did, when we got this place. So So that was a cool thing, though. So to circle back around, that was a real cool thing that came out was to get mentioned with the same beer, Passion Wheat, and again, it's available in cans, and it's crushing it in terms of sales. And when I taste it, you just see why. I mean, there's something about that beer, in my opinion, there's something about that beer in a can, that mango flavor and that passion flavor, they just get captured so well in that
Absolutely.
can, and it's just a
Yeah.
great experience drinking it from the can, or even when it's in a can and open it and pour it in a glass, man. It's just that mango and passion flavor really bursts in your face. So two big national reviews are shouts out, if you will, on Passion Wheat. So we were super stoked about that.
And I'll be honest, I actually haven't tasted it from the can yet, so I'm gonna probably grab a 6-pack before I leave today and give it a taste.
I know where you can get a sixer.
I think I do. I think there's a cooler full of it
It's
right
about
behind
13
me.
feet behind you.
I'm looking forward to it. Because when Poolside first came out, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it on draft, and then when you guys started canning it, there was something about drinking it from the can. I don't know if it was just like nostalgia or what of having that nice fresh beer. So I'm looking forward to trying that Passion Wheat there in the can.
Well, I'll say we went to
And Bell Cow, especially Bell Cow.
Yeah,
Oh,
man. So we
so
went
good.
to Bell Cow came out on Saturday. We went to a location on Saturday and did a tasting. Bell Cow was, I want to say, number 3. Number 1, Poolside.
That's
out of
awesome.
cans.
That's fantastic.
Right, so we're an off-premise account. So we sold Poolside, Up Top, Passion, and Bell Cow, and Poolside led the way, and it's a Kolsch. Again, something we said about it from its very beginning. I mean, Poolside, there's nothing sexy about that beer. There's nothing trendy about that beer. It's just a high-quality, extremely well-made, Kolsch-style recipe that you can crush in the sun. And Poolside, even with Passion getting as much attention as it is right now, Poolside was still number 1, and just really shocks me every time that beer does as well as it does. So
That's awesome, man. Congratulations on that. Well, that's great. I love to hear that you guys are doing well and got a bunch of stuff coming up then. And you can always check out jdubsbrewing.com for beer releases and everything else that's coming up, all the events on the Facebook page. Also follow them at JDubsBrewing on Twitter and Instagram as well, at JDubsBrewing. So you can always find that information there. Let's talk about a little beer news since we're into that topic, about what's going on. A couple things from outside of the state of Florida. that is kind of awesome, and some of it will include the state of Florida, actually. First of all, Stone Brewing. Everybody knows about Stone. They've been around for years now, out of San Diego. Big company, and they just keep growing and growing and growing. Right now, they're currently available in 41 states, also Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, and 14 other countries. So they also, about later this year, are going to be opening Stone in, where is it at?
Berlin?
No, Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
They're putting a Stone on the East Coast over here.
Nice.
So that'll help feed that. And another part of that is starting today, actually, they have finally started distributing to Arkansas. So everybody that's listening, if there's anybody listening to us in Arkansas, you will officially have some Stone beers.
I knew a person once from Arkansas.
I know a couple people from Arkansas.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're out
I don't know
there,
what happened to them. They kind of disappeared.
but they're listening to the podcast.
It's the same people as like the people from Wyoming. You know, they just kind of disappear. You hear about. I don't think I've ever met anybody
chasing
technically
buffalo,
from Wyoming.
aren't they?
They're possibly.
Busy. Yeah.
But it's great for them. You know, they've it's their first new state of this year for them, and obviously with Richmond, Virginia, that brewery opening up later this year, and they're going to have a big store there and all kinds of stuff. I think that's going to be pretty cool. So, you know, give it up for Stone. That's great. I love those guys are spreading, and they'll have all the stuff that's available here in Florida will be available up there in Arkansas as well.
Right. And talking about Stone, you know, we talk about authenticity, and you know that's one of my rants. I think I had it listed as a rant tonight, but you know, when it comes to authenticity, you know, Stone is one of those companies that where the founder, you know, from the top to the bottom, they came out with a clear message and a clear identity. Right, and they carried that identity and that message in everything that they did, right, and that's one of the things that I think is most important to any craft brewer for what it's worth coming from me, coming out right now is that you need to be authentic, because at the end of the day, if you're not authentic, that will get found out, and you've got no defense if you're unauthentic. Now, if you are you and you own it, I think as long as your beer is good, most importantly, you got quality product. But if you're authentic, you're devoted to a quality product. And the beer is good, and you are owning your own image, whatever that is, and that's true to who you are as a person. I think those are the guys, and I'm guessing here because I have nothing really to stand on as far as this theory of mine, but I think that those people are going to be the people that are going to be around when this thing shakes out. And believe me, the shakeout is a-coming. And to be honest right now, with all the craziness that's happening right now, and I mean that to no disrespect to anyone out there that's building or growing, etc., but I see there's so many people coming into it right now. There's so many people coming into it right now, and I pray that every single one of these people, their intention is to make high-quality craft beer, to make good craft beer, and to do something that they love and they're extremely passionate about. But the fact of the matter is there's money to be made in this industry right now. And so I can't sit here with a straight face and guarantee that that is what's happening. You know, and so having said that, I hope that if there are, and I will say posers out there, if there are posers out there getting into this industry, I hope that once this shakeout that will happen, I hope those posers go away, because it's my feeling that they won't truly be committed to a quality product. They're committed to making a buck. They're not committed to a quality product.
Absolutely. And, you know, like I said, you know, Stone's been around for a long time. They're not going anywhere. You know, they just keep expanding, which is a great thing. And you know, we'll get into the rest of that a little bit later about, you know, sticking with the market and sticking, you know, being true to yourself and true to your beer, and making sure that, you know, the quality of the beer is what's really getting out there. Yeah,
and you know, that's right. And Stone's been doing that. They are who they are. They own their image. They own their identity. They own their brand, and they keep it real. I mean, and I've met Greg, you know, and there's nothing phony going on there. What you see is what you get, and from the top to the bottom. Again, I respect that. I appreciate that. But more importantly, I think that's what this craft industry demands going now and going forward for success.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So, you know, everybody in Arkansas, if you do pop in and listen to this show by any chance means, definitely check it out, and hopefully you'll get some beer here soon. You go get a refill. You can top me off too while you're going to grab a beer, buddy. Just a Left on Lido, one of my favorite beers you guys have right now. So congratulations to Stone on expanding a little more. So if you are in Arkansas, you can contact Arkansas Craft Distributors or O'Connor Distributing, and they're the people that are going to be distributing for you guys. Some more beer news. Bell's Brewery Inc. Everybody knows Bell's. Everybody loves the Hop Slam and Oberon and everything else that they come out with. They are out of Comstock, Michigan. Also